Good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, November 7th. That means we are on day 7, chapter 7 of the November Proverbs challenge. Yesterday, just a reminder, we went over chapter 6, which was lessons for daily life. If you haven't watched that video, just go back and check it out. Or just read chapter 6 yourself and then go into the comments and tell me what your thoughts are on it. So let's start on chapter 7, another warning about immoral women. Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. While I was at the window of my house looking through the curtain, I saw some naive young men. One in particular who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was at twilight in the evening, as deep darkness fell. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was the brash, rebellious type. She never content to stay at home. She is often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him. And with a brazen look, she said, I've just made my peace offerings and fulfilled my vows. You are the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets, with colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come back. Let's get drunk. Let's get drunk. Let's drink our fill of love until the morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses, for my husband is not home. He's away on a long trip. He has taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month. So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once like an ox going to the slaughter. He was like a stag caught in a trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce his heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, like little knowing it would cost him his life. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your heart stray away toward her. Don't wander down her wayward path, for she has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is the den of a death. So if you look at the beginning, it's basically saying to follow advice and treasure his commands, right? To obey commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers and remember as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. So love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. So all that's just saying is to take correction, to listen to wise advice, and take in that wisdom. And then said while he was looking out the curtain of his house, he saw some naive young men, one in particular who lacked common sense. So what I get from that part is you see people just walking around, roaming the streets or whatever, and you see like some that are just kind of, like he said, somebody that has lack of common sense, who is going to be easily manipulated. And I'm sure that the seductive woman saw that as well, and she's like, okay, this guy looks like he'd be easy for me to seduce. So she approached him and spoke with him. So let's go through the observation of the chapter. It says, Solomon tells a graphic story to illustrate his teaching about temptation and sexual sin. The naive young man still didn't set out to sleep with another man's wife. So the young man was just walking around. He wasn't intentionally trying to go sleep with another man's wife, but he didn't have a plan. He wasn't out there trying to, with intention. He was just kind of out there hanging out, letting whatever happen. And I think if we don't go places, we don't do things with intention, and we're just out there to do whatever comes up, it's very easy to get tempted into doing the wrong things. I know that's been the case for myself. But his desire quickly overpowered his wisdom and self-control. So as soon as she approached him, I mean, young men are dumb, especially when it comes to sex. So when he was approached, it was easy for him to fall into her manipulation, right? He failed to prepare himself for that temptation. So that's where we need to be in the word, to get wisdom, to ask God for wisdom, and continue reading the word and talking to him and getting closer to him, so that way we gain that wisdom, so we can avoid those situations, so we can avoid putting ourselves even in a place that we could be in those situations. It says, and his reckless decision ultimately cost him everything. Even if we want to follow God's guidelines for sex, which is having sex within marriage between a husband and a wife, right? Even just watching porn on TV or having casual encounters, it makes it hard with the way society is. It's like this hookup culture. It makes it to where it's more normal to have all these casual encounters and to do all these other things. And then those people that are trying to stay pure and trying to keep themselves pure for marriage are the weird ones. I'll tell you, I wish I would have been one of the weird ones, but unfortunately I was living a life of sin, and I mean, I'm still a sinful person. I still do things wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I spend a lot of time reading the word and trying to get wisdom from God and trying to learn from God, so that I can make a lot less mistakes than I used to in the past. Unfortunately, small compromises with sexual sin bring many men to dark places before they ever realize how much danger they're in. I mean, there's so many different things, like God made sex for a husband and a wife, so your souls tie together. So anybody you've been with, you're connected with them, and not only with them, but with everybody that they've been with. There's a lot of spiritual aspect to it, but as well as that is even just the chance of disease, or spreading just your DNA. How many people's DNA are you collecting within you because of people that you've chosen to be with? So, I mean, if you still can, if you're not married, I would advise to stay pure. It's a lot harder than it is to say, and I'm not saying that I did it, but at the same time, it's something I wish I would have. As we seek to pleasure the Lord in all areas of our life, we must prepare to resist sexual temptation before it even comes. So this is where a lot of this comes into play, where it's saying seek wisdom, guard it with your life, just love it like a sister, because the only way that we're really truly going to be able to resist temptations, to know and have that understanding when we're being tempted, or we're thinking about doing the wrong things, and know to go the right way, is having that Holy Spirit within us, having that wisdom within us, and understanding it and truly listening to it. And if we're in the way that God speaks to us, God could talk to you through dreams or other things as well. Like God's God, he can do whatever he wants. But the one way for sure that he can talk to us is reading this word. So if you communicate with him and you pray to him and ask him for things, I guarantee he'll show you where to find the answer to it in here. And just within that, just building up your wisdom, building up your relationship with him, eventually it will lead you to making better choices within your life. Obviously, we're all human. We all still make mistakes. I'm far from perfect, but I'm a lot better and a lot closer to God, closer in my faith, and a lot wiser now that he gives me that. Not because of anything I'm doing, well, because I'm getting closer to him, and that's really all it is he's allowing me to gain that knowledge and gain that wisdom, because I'm trying to get closer to him. All right, tomorrow is chapter 8, Wisdom Calls for a Hearing. So I will see you then. Have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.